Hey, thanks so much for tuning in to the Money Mind Shift. It's ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, back here. Wasn't able to get here this morning, but we're here now. Yes. So we're going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Steve, I'm coming for my check. Now, here's the deal, guys. If you're interested in this book, you can very well just go check out my website, and you can actually buy the book through me. I'm the one that recommended it. Might as well get it through me. And here's the deal, guys. 15 minutes a day is all it takes to keep broke away. That's right. 15 minutes a day is all it takes to keep broke away. Now, here's the deal. Wealth, it begins in the mind. Wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And I know plenty of people that just have stinking thinking as it relates to money. And so what we're trying to do is, with this show is to help you change the way that you think so you can change the results that you have in life. So people always ask me, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, how in the world did you go from being a financial zero to a financial hero? How in the world did you get out of debt? How in the world did you begin to build assets, accumulate assets, and build wealth? No one thing I did, guys, was read 15 minutes a day. Now, here's the deal. I can recommend this book to you. I can tell you to go get this book. You might just go get it. I can tell you to read this book as well. But most people, they simply just won't do it. So what I decided to do is take a different approach and start this show where we can actually go through the book together. And you test for yourself whether the 15 minutes a day is going to help you. You test for yourself whether you need to get the book. And so 15 minutes a day. Now, here's the deal, guys. I know you don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. It's day number 49 of our 100-day journey. That's right. I'm not going to stop. I'm going a whole 100 days. For day number 49, let's get it. All right. The middle class believes the rich are selfish and self-absorbed. The world class believes the rich are selfish and self-absorbed. Yeah, you read it right. The middle class and the world class both believe the rich are selfish and self-absorbed. The difference is the middle class thinks it's wrong while the world class thinks it's right. Now, you got to ask for yourself. Is it right or is it wrong? I don't know. We're going to get on this thing called selfishness and being self-absorbed. Now, the masses are programmed to believe at an early age they should put the needs of others in front of their own. While this sounds like a spirit-driven, high-level philosophy, it's the worst advice you can get. When you fly on a commercial airline, the first thing the flight attendant tells the passengers is, in case of an emergency, your oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Please secure your mask first. Please secure your mask first and get the oxygen flowing before you attempt to help anyone else. Let me ask you this, guys. Have you helped yourself first so that you can help more people? Have you helped yourself first to be able to put yourself in position so that you can help other people? Now, you guys have heard me say this before, that I want you to be rich, and there's two things you need to focus on: solving more problems and serving more people. But the number one person that you need to serve is yourself. Put yourself in a position that you can help even more people. Now, please, that selfish strategy has saved many lives. And the premise is simple. If you're not taking care of you, you're not in position to help anyone else. If you're not taking care of you, you're really not in a position to help anyone else. Kind of makes sense to me. I don't know. You can't give what you don't have. And if you're struggling to pay your bills while volunteering 4 nights a week, you're probably hurting more people than you're helping. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I'm not going to say I agree with everything that the book say, but it's definitely worth talking about. Like, if you are having a hard time paying your bills and you're volunteering, which is good, are you putting yourself in a position where that can become more income for you so that you can pay your bills and then you can freely give even more of your time? Those are some things to talk about because, that's a slippery slope. And I think that you can find opportunity in your volunteering. I'm not saying I don't think that you shouldn't volunteer, but I think that we should definitely use some of our time to be a little bit more productive to take care of our bills and take care of our debts, along with quite possibly volunteering as well. So repeat this again. It says, you can't give what you don't have. If you're struggling to pay your bills while volunteering 4 nights a week, you're probably hurting more people than you're helping. Now, let me ask you this, guys. Have you come across people who intend to do well, but they actually are hurting more people than they're helping? Have you come across these type of people? I mean, they mean well, but they don't necessarily mean that they're actually doing well. They could be causing more harm than they are helping by them being around, by being a person that's trying to help with a bad attitude, so to speak. A person that's getting the wrong disposition, they come across begging and pleading and complaining, even though they may be doing some physical activity that might be, I don't know, helping out the church or something like that. The world-class philosophy is to get rich, get what you want, and help others in any way you wish. Your volunteer work, while noble, won't touch anyone near the number of people you can help. You could be helping by creating a new product or service that makes life easier or better for other people. Any self-made millionaire will tell you there's a period of time in the beginning of the wealth building process where you must focus on yourself. Now, key point to this is that there's a period of time in the beginning of your wealth building process that you must focus on yourself and your business in order to succeed at an uncommon level. Everybody put in the comments below uncommon. Do you want to be a person that is succeeding at an uncommon level? If so, that means that you must be willing to do today what no one else is willing to do so that you can have tomorrow what no one else can afford to have. Put yourself in a position where you focus on you and your business first, get it to a level of success, and now think about how many more people that you can help. They know it's not the highest level of thought, but they know it's necessary to create massive success. Once their fortune is secure, they're able to elevate their thinking, if they wish, to the plight and suffering of others. And I think JC said it like this. He said, I can't help the poor if I'm among them. Right? We want to raise ourselves to a place, financially speaking, as well as morally speaking or whatever, that we can actually pull people up. We want to be pulling them up by the bootstraps. We want to be able to give them a hand up from the wealth or the success that we have created for ourselves. And now we're in a better position to freely give and to freely help and to freely lift other people up out of their despair or out of their plight because we've risen from the ashes ourselves. Does that make sense? They don't believe they are obligated to give back, but many choose to. Now, I don't agree with that either. I think it should give back. Meanwhile, the masses are toiling away with the best intentions while not being able to give much to themselves or others. They are capable of everything the world class thinks and does, but few ever break out because their beliefs are so heavily ingrained in their consciousness that it keeps them blind to higher level of thoughts. Now, I think we see this quite often, guys. We see people who they want more, but it's only a want. And the reason why they can't get more because they won't raise their level of consciousness to what it takes in order to acquire great wealth. I went to the school today and talked to the high schoolers, and I ask this question all the time. If you were to talk to most successful people that you can think of in the world, what's the number one thing that they say that they do? And many times I get all these different answers. They invest, they plan, they got great work ethic. Well, actually, the answer is what most people do, that most successful people do, is they read. But yet, most of America simply won't pick up the book and read 15 minutes a day. Now, here's my question to you guys. Out of all the things that you could list of what successful people do or wealthy people do to be wealthy, you can have a list of 10 things, 15 things, it doesn't matter. Here's my question to you. If you know what wealthy people do, and you believe that in order for you to be wealthy, you should do what wealthy people do, then why don't you just do the things that's on the list? Just that simple, huh? I can list out all the things that I know that Oprah has done, what Steve Jobs has done, what Mark Zuckerberg has done, and Warren Buffett has done, all these wealthy people. I know their habits. I know I've read it enough. I've seen it in all the texts. I know what the things that they say they do. They read, they meditate, they exercise, they invest, they work hard, they got a great work ethic, all these things. But yet we simply still choose not to do it and wonder why we don't have the success that we like to have in our life. It really is just this simple, guys. If you want to be wealthy, do what wealthy people do. Wealthy people have big libraries. You go into a mansion, guess what you're going to see over to the left when you first walk in? It's called a study. Poor people have big TVs. Interesting. Think about it. We say, and that's what I told the kids, you say you want to be wealthy, but are you willing to do what wealthy people do? Only 5% of the world are. And that's why they see themselves living on a whole different level playing field than the rest of the have-nots. And if you think that you're in the middle class and you're not a have-not, you're really just a working poor. And we're trying to take 15 minutes a day to raise our thermostat of the income and the revenue and the profits that come into our life, because quite honestly, guys, you are where you are financially in your income stream because of how you have already thought. And the only way that you're going to raise your income, raise your profits, raise your revenue is to raise the way that you think. It's a thermostat you got right here. And I got to ask you, where is it set? Where is the temperature set? Is it set at 30? That's where you're going to be, $30,000 a year. It's set at 50, 100, 100K? I don't know. Where's your thermostat sitting? And what can you do to raise the temperature? Something to think about. 15 minutes a day. All right, here's your quote of the day, guys. We got a quote of the day, a critical thinking question of the day, and an action step. Duke Ellington said this. Oh, the good Duke. Selfishness can be a virtue. Selfishness is essential to survival, and without survival, we cannot protect those whom we love more than ourselves. Duke Ellington said this. Selfishness can be a virtue. Selfishness is essential to survival, and without survival, we cannot protect those whom we love more than ourselves. Here's your critical thinking question of the day, guys. It's something you want to think about tonight as we have gone through day number 49. Do you believe focusing on getting rich and getting what you want makes you a bad person? Oh, that's a good question. Most people think it is. Do you believe focusing on getting rich and getting what you want makes you a bad person? If so, I suggest you challenge this belief because it will most likely prevent you from ever being rich. If you think that getting rich and getting the things that you want out of this life makes you a bad person, we want to challenge your beliefs. And this is what most middle class poor people have been taught over and over and over again. No, it's not good to be rich. No, you stay down there where you are. Don't think about coming up here. Don't try to step up here to the elite level of thinking and elite level of wealth. No. We want you to be common. We want you to go through the 14 years of school in order to retire just halfway over the poverty line. We want you to stay with the common folk. And I believe that I've attracted myself some uncommon people. Matter of fact, you guys put uncommon in the comments below, so I know you uncommon. It's going to take uncommon actions, people that are not going to follow the crowd, that's going to end up having uncommon results. Here's your action step of the day, guys. Here's what you want to do with what you've learned today. You want to decide today to ignore the limiting beliefs of the middle class and become a student of world-class thinking. Become a student. And I've learned in my life, guys, that life is a study. And the question is, what are you studying? Are you studying the ways of the wealthy? Well, if you start studying them and applying what you learn, then you'll start to find yourself finding more ways to get wealthy. Or have you been studying the ways of the poor? You know more. Do you know more about poor people than rich people? Well, it's time to get back into the books. 15 minutes a day. It's time to tap into these resources that we have. They write the books. They do the YouTube videos. It's just a matter of, are we going to pay attention to what they have put out in front of us that's already given us a pathway to how we can imitate the success that they've had? Life is a study. The question is, what are you studying? Here's the deal, guys. 15 minutes a day to keep broke away. We're just going through the book, How Rich People Think by Steve Seibold. Steve, I'm coming from my check, www.ergj.net. If you want to get the book, just get it through me. It's day number 49. We're now complete on the Money Mind Shift. Now, here's the deal. I'm here Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be getting on day number 50 tomorrow at 8 a.m. I'm ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. I'll be here tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the question is, will you?